One of the market's bright spots early on today was Disney. After shares of the entertainment company briefly hit an all-time high following its latest quarterly report, Disney beat on both earnings and revenue with a big lift from the company's theme parks. After spiking higher following those results, Disney shares did fall back and they ended the session on this down day fractionally lower. Julia Boorstin has the details.
The happiest place on earth yielding magical results for Disney, the media giant exceeding expectations on both the top and bottom line.
Parks and Resorts and Consumer Products had great quarters, but actually all of our businesses did. There are some numbers that weren't necessarily comparable. For instance, the studio had a great quarter, but last year, this quarter, we had Frozen, particularly the video, so that's not a great comparison. And then on the media network side, we had some extra costs at ESPN because of the college football playoffs and the NFL wild card. So generally speaking, all of our businesses had a very strong quarter, but from a percentage increase perspective, Parks and Resorts and Consumer Products led the way.
Disney's domestic parks driving the upside surprise with higher than expected attendance and spending, higher ticket prices, as well as more spending on merchandise and food and beverage. While Disney's broadcasting division reported a near doubling of operating income on the sale of Marvel's Daredevil to Netflix, among other things. And CEO Bob Iger says the strength of the company's mega brands bode well for Disney's future, with Marvel's Avengers Age of Ultron opening to huge success this past weekend and Star Wars coming up in December.
We certainly have grand plans for Star Wars merchandise. You're talking about the #1 franchise in the world in terms of merchandise, and there hasn't been a film release since 2005. So we've already seen interest in this film starting to generate increased interest in the merchandise for this film.
The company is planning a big launch of Star Wars consumer products in September and a Star Wars video game in November ahead of the film's highly anticipated release in December. Iger saying they're pleased with the film so far and there's no question the franchise will create value for years to come. While Disney's acquisitions of Lucasfilm and Marvel are paying off in droves, that doesn't mean any more are in the works. Iger says the company doesn't have any holes to fill. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Julia Boorstin in Los Angeles.